Dario, it's again. I've got another bigger story in football to ask you about before we get to other stuff. Your girls, they were at a doubleheader on the weekend. I imagine a few of them stuck around to watch the men's game, so they would have seen their workplace invaded by violent bitch invaders. Are there any of your players shaken, or how have they responded to what happened on the weekend?
No, look, I think they're okay. The first thing was obviously once it all started to happen, we made sure that the girls were out of the change room and they could safely come up, and thankfully everyone was out of the change rooms and either with us in the grandstand or they'd already gone home. So, first and foremost for us was just to make sure that the girls could safely come up. So I was almost on my way down to the change room, and so we were just making sure that all that was okay. And then, obviously the scenes were, unacceptable and something we have to eradicate from the game, and that shouldn't, it's a place, and I think the World Cup is a perfect example, the joy and, the celebrations and everything that brings to the world. And our game is to unite, not to destroy. And those scenes were very destroying on the weekend. And, and usually a derby, whether it be any derby in the world, it's always, it's competitive. It's, the fans go at each other, and that's what makes it so special. But something like that, hopefully that never happens again. And it was also, as angry as, everyone got, it was also very sad to see as well. It's something so beautiful can be destroyed so quickly by just a group of idiots, I guess, which is the easiest way to put it.
How are your players, and I guess you guys as well, Dario? Like, you'll know Tom Glover is a colleague of yours.
Yeah.
And what he's been put through. How is everyone? Like, are people shaken up? Are people stressed? Like, or have you all managed to sort of rally together? How have you all approached it, I guess, as a club? Because, you won club.
Yeah, look, I think thankfully it's one of those where it could have been a lot worse. So, obviously for Tommy, to be attacked by a fan, to get a bucket thrown at your head, to end up in hospital but I think, thankfully it could have been worse as well, which is a scary thought that it could have been much worse, if it hits him in a different spot and he falls, so I think we're all very, very thankful that, we're obviously everyone's upset that someone did get hurt, even a cameraman got hit with a flare, and, hopefully he's okay as well. But it was just scenes you don't want to see. And I think everyone, I went down in the tunnel after and, just sort of checking on people, and, emotions are high and sort of disbelief and shock and really, then trying to see what's happening, so even though I'm sort of away from where we got our game finished, but you sort of feel that tension, and, it's just something that's, it's never really been special in Australia, especially in our time. I'm not sure if it's happened before. I think someone mentioned something back in the 80s or 70s, so that was before I was born, so I'm unaware of that. But, it's something that, it's a place that people want to come, they want to be safe, and you think about the families and children that were probably scared and not too sure what's going on. And, so even for adults, I think everyone in the stadium was a bit shook and just in disbelief. And like I said earlier, it's just something that should never happen. And it's a place where everyone comes to enjoy, and you leave all the stress of your life behind, and you support your team, and you hope for the best that we can win, and whoever you support. So it's something that, you never think would happen when you enter a stadium on match day.
And Dario, it's easy to forget. It feels like it's very easy to forget, but there's still football being played this weekend as well. Your side's got a game tomorrow night. First defeat of the season against Western United on the weekend. What's the review told you about that game? What you get right? What you get wrong?
I think we got a lot right, to be fair. I think we were excellent, and I told the ladies I was very, very proud of them. And when we hit the post 3 times, create other numerous excellent chances. In terms of everything that we've done, everything was better than our previous games. Their averages all went down, so we kept them very low. And we know they're a good team. They got some dangerous players, and unfortunately, football was a little bit against us that day. But I think there was a lot of positives. We looked at a couple of things as we continuously want to improve. So we'll try again replicate a similar performance against Canberra, and hopefully we can be on the right end of the result this week.
Canberra pretty dangerous, Dario. I know they lost on the weekend as well, but Michelle Heyman, Nikki Flannery's hitting the scoreboard. They seem pretty chaotic, to be honest. Like, what do you have to get right against a team like that that's got some pretty dangerous threats?
Yeah, exactly. You just mentioned them, and there's also Grace Jale as well up there. And Milivojevic, who's also been scoring goals. So we know they are dangerous, and especially in Canberra, it's always a hard place to go, and it's not easy. So. But again, we focus on ourselves. We've looked a little bit at them. We know where their threats are. We know where they could potentially hurt us, and we saw Michelle against Perth. So she took the ball from halfway and set it up for a back post tap in. So we know they got their danger players, and we'll look to keep them quiet again. I think like we did on the weekend where we kept McDonald and Keane and the likes a bit quiet. Unfortunately, Lagazo came in, scored a great goal, and then it came the penalty at the end. But again, if we perform like that, I think we give ourselves a great chance again to pick up the 3 points.
You get anyone back? Like, does Carly Ross back and can she make her debut? How far away is Hannah Wilkinson?
Wilkie's close. Carly's probably a little bit away. Not too far though. We're hopeful that she's not too far. But Wilkie, she'll be ready for the next game.
Okay, so you still got at least one more with Kote.
Yep, we got one more with Cortez. So yeah, no, she's been excellent this season. So we're excited, and then we're also excited to welcome back Wilkie as well.
Players like Letitia and Emma, are they closer to being able to start? I know your midfield's been going very well anyway, but in terms of Emma's obviously your captain and centre back, are either of those two in the frame to start, or are they still sort of building?
Well, Emma's been crook this week, so she won't travel. So she's been sick, and Tish has been excellent this week. So we'll explore. Obviously, we've got a short turnaround between games, and we've got a hard game in against Perth, and I think it's tipped to be like 36 degrees, and we've got a 2 p.m. kickoff. So I don't know if that's maybe going to be revised, and maybe we move the kickoff time, because I think it's maybe a little bit dangerous at 2 p.m. to be playing in what they predict will be 36, 37 degrees. So we'll try. We've got a lot of quality in the squad. We've got players that can come in, and then we'll assess today after training, and we'll make a decision on what's best. Firstly, to attack Canberra and get the 3 points there.
All good. No one else has copped any injuries, Dario, while we've been in between games?
No, everyone's good. So thankfully, everyone's okay. So this is the sort of our period now where we've got these 2 games in 4 days, and then we've got a bit of a rest. And then we got 3 games in 6 days, so we've sort of been given a little bit tougher schedule. But it's good. We're looking forward to the challenge, and then everyone needs to be looked after, and that we have as many numbers, because it's very hard in the middle of summer trying to play 2 away games and then finish with a Melbourne derby in 6 days. So